The wind moves strangely over Roanoke Island. It doesn't howl. It whispers. It whispers the same question that has haunted historians, archaeologists, and storytellers for more than 4 centuries. What happened to the colony that vanished without a sound? Tonight, we're going to walk through the trees where footprints have long faded, follow the last traces carved into weather-worn wood, and step into the quiet darkness of a mystery that refuses to die. They called it the Roanoke Colony, a fresh English settlement carved out of the New World in 1587, a place where families hoped to build a future. Mothers carried infants through dense Carolina forests, fathers hammered wooden stakes into the soil, and young children stared at landscapes so unfamiliar they almost felt enchanted. For a short time, the colony breathed with life, campfires, chatter, hopes of a new beginning. But the land felt uneasy around them, as if watching, waiting. Supplies ran low. Tensions rose with nearby native tribes. Yet the settlers stayed, holding on to the dream of survival. Their governor, John White, returned to England for supplies, promising he would come back quickly. But storms, war, and politics trapped him across the ocean for 3 long years. When he finally sailed back to Roanoke, the island was colder than memory. The pathways were overgrown. The homes? Gone? The colonists? Gone. Not a single body, not a single clue. Only one word carved into a wooden post, Croatoan. No distress mark, no symbol of danger, just a name, a direction. A whisper carved in silence. Imagine White walking through abandoned earth, calling out for his daughter, for his granddaughter Virginia Dare, the first English child born in America, yet hearing nothing but waves crashing along the shore. The fires were cold, tools unused, houses dismantled with care, not violence. It looked as if the colony walked away willingly. But if they walked away, where did they go? Some believe the colonists merged peacefully with the Croatoan tribe on nearby Hatteras Island. The word carved in the wood might have been a message, a clue for White to follow. But storms pushed the rescue ships back, leaving the answer out of reach. Others imagined darker endings. Conflict with hostile tribes. Starvation so severe the forest swallowed them one by one. Or something else, something whispered only around campfires. Strange lights in the sky. Spirits in the woods. Creatures older than the soil beneath their feet. Shadows that follow but never step into the light. Folklore? Yes. But folklore tends to root itself in fear, and Roanoke was full of fear. Over time, the mystery grew stranger. Some claimed to find European features in later native populations, gray eyes, unusual hair colors, suggesting the settlers may have blended in and survived. Others found abandoned fortifications far inland, as if the colonists fled deep into unknown territory, away from threats real or imagined. Every few decades, someone would dig up a relic, a piece of pottery, a rusted tool, a fragment of the past. But never enough to rewrite the story. Modern science stepped into the shadows with DNA testing, hoping to trace descendants of the lost colony. Samples were taken from families with long oral traditions, stories passed down of ancestors who came from somewhere else, who carried a memory too faint to describe. But DNA holds its own secrets. The markers were inconclusive, the lines too blurred, the centuries too heavy. Science offered possibilities, but the silence of Roanoke remained louder. Imagine a colony of over 100 men, women, and children vanishing so completely that time cannot retrieve them. No bones, no graves, no weapons left behind. Only the forest, breathing around the empty spaces where life once moved. Theories multiply like shadows. Maybe the colonists attempted to sail back to England and were claimed by storms. Maybe an attack wiped them out so cleanly that not even a trace remained. Or perhaps they found refuge or captivity in a place where history never looked. The climax of the mystery lies in the single message they left behind. That one word carved by tired hands under an unforgiving sun. Before they stepped away from the world as we know it, Croatoan, it feels less like a clue and more like a whisper of a secret they took with them. Did they want to be found? Or did they carve the word knowing no one would ever understand? 400 years later, Roanoke is a place where the air feels heavy. Visitors describe a strange silence, birds quieting, winds pausing, the forest watching. Some swear they've heard distant voices, like the colony still speaks from somewhere just beyond reach. Others see flickers of movement between trees, shapes slipping away the moment you look at them. The land carries the weight of the unsolved, and the unsolved never fully sleeps. In the end, the lost colony of Roanoke is not just a missing chapter of history, it's a wound time was never able to heal. A reminder that human stories can disappear, swallowed whole by nature, conflict, or something darker. We search for answers, but the island keeps its secrets. Maybe the colony survived. Maybe they didn't. Maybe the truth lies scattered across forests and shorelines, waiting for someone brave enough to listen. Until that day comes, the mystery remains. A colony that speaks only through absence. A single word carved in wood. And 4 centuries of silence that refuses to fade. If you ever find yourself walking the edge of Roanoke Island, listen carefully. Some say the wind still carries the whispers of those who vanished. And they are still waiting to be found.